What's up YouTube, this is Shuttleboy and I'm back with yet another video. Today's video, as you can tell by my shirt, you guessed it, a New Balance sneaker collection is going to be coming out here. It's a new collaboration with a very random company and I'm really excited about it. I really wanted to share this with you guys because I think some of you guys out there are going to really enjoy this as well. And without further ado guys, let's get right into this. Alright, so hopping onto the computer now, we have a collaboration actually with Kawhi and Jolly Ranchers. Yeah, isn't that a weird collaboration? But apparently what we know from New Balance hoops so far is that Kawhi Leonard, actually his favorite candy, believe it or not, and to no one's surprise, is Jolly Ranchers. So very interesting. So they decided they wanted to do a collection with Jolly Ranchers. I'm assuming how this really came underway is not necessarily that Kawhi said let's do a Jolly Ranchers collaboration, but I'm assuming when Kawhi was talking to higher ups with New Balance, deciding what they want to do with the brand of Kawhi and New Balance, they probably asked him some questions just to get to know him, because that's really how a lot of these things work in sneakers with signature collections, is they try to learn more about the athlete or the influencer and just find different ways to tell their stories of who they are through their clothing that aren't necessarily the most obvious of things. You know who Kawhi is, you know he plays basketball, but what are some other things you can say about him, whether it be with his family or random interests of things he does outside of basketball, or a food interest like this with Jolly Ranchers. So I think this is a really cool idea because Kawhi obviously kind of fits the mold of what a Jolly Rancher is. It's kind of a boring candy, but it has just enough flavor to be interesting. So I find that really cool actually that they did this, but it's going to be coming out with quite a few sneakers here and then a lot of clothing as well, or not too much clothing. What we've seen so far is just t-shirts, but we're going to go over everything. So this is the first picture here, which is basically just all of the sneakers we see. Also some slides, very interesting. The two shoes I think that are most obvious to note are the new Kawhi sneaker, but we'll go over every sneaker and the shirts as well. And here's just another quick look of the front view of some of the sneakers. And this is kind of where we're going to start here, is that New Balance Hoops actually on Instagram posted a little bit more information than we already knew with all of this collaboration and collection going on here. We heard some things on Soul Collector and Sneaker News, but recently today, as I'm filming this, they told us a little bit more information, including they said this collection is going to be available starting in late October. More details to come, it says, so they're going to probably give a date. But my birthday is actually in late October 26th, so hopefully maybe I'll gift myself this for my birthday. But as you can see, there's t-shirts as well. I believe that it's only going to be these t-shirts and nothing else as far as this collaboration goes, because I just feel like it'd be kind of weird, especially with this picture, trying to show everything they have, that they would leave some things out, but I could be wrong. And here are the shirts. We're gonna start with the shirts. Super fire. I really like these. I need to get one of these t-shirts. And I love the colors too. The blue, which really matches the Jolly Rancher, the blue raspberry on there. And then that red is a good accent color that isn't blending in with the cherry on there. So I do really like that as well. I'm not sure what color I'm gonna go with. Probably the red or the blue, just because I have a lot of white and black t-shirts, as you can see, so it would be nice to kind of change it up. And both of my New Balance shirts are black already, so I think I'm gonna go with the blue because that's just a little bit more interesting to me. I don't have too many blue shirts, I don't think. But really cool. I love the faces on him, how they made him serious. Just an awesome shirt. And I love Kawhi Leonard's name in that Jolly Rancher font. Next is going to be the slides. I do not remember the name of these slides. It's a number, I cannot remember. But as you can see on here, again, we got the serious faces of the different fruits and stuff. I just really love that idea. I probably won't be picking up the slides, but I do think these slides look really cool. I'm just not a slides kind of guy, but I do like these. These are pretty cool, and they're definitely for someone out there. Someone's gonna love them as well. Then we got the 480 low here, which I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know too much about this shoe, but according to New Balance, they're saying it's the early 1980s silhouette, and it's the original New Balance hoop shoe. So I don't know if it really is the first New Balance basketball shoe they ever made, but that's what they're claiming it to be. I do know that there was a regular 480, it's a high top, and they're selling it right now on their website, and it says that it's inspired by vintage New Balance sneakers. So I feel like that's weird wording to actually say that this actually is the original sneaker, but for some reason they're not saying that it is it. I mean, why wouldn't you just say that it is the original one rather than saying it's inspired by it? So I'm a little confused on that. Maybe it's because it's a high top and really the high tops are inspired by it, but the 480 low is actually the real shoe. Maybe that's the case. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but which is probably the case. But this sneaker is cool. It's simple and I really like it. If it's around the $80–90 price range, I think that would be a good get for anyone. Love the color changing bottoms on here. That's what really makes this shoe. And then you have the logo on there. The leather doesn't look all that great, to be honest. I don't know, when I look at the tongue where they printed the logos, that leather looks really stiff. So obviously these are just really not like the best images to say something like that about it as far as quality, judging quality. But just buyer beware. If the price is low though, like 100 or down, I think this is a sweet get. Then next we have the 327, which is a really hot commodity these days. A new model that's based off of just various vintage New Balance sneakers like the Super Comp. And it's very cool to see this. I really do like the sneaker. One thing I will say though, as you can see with this picture, the bottom is kind of, it's really odd. It's a love or hate kind of thing for most people, I would say. Personally for me, I think it's a cool design, but when you look dead on, like bird's eye view, when you're looking down at your feet, it looks really weird. I've seen some pictures of it. The bottom is just so much wider than the upper itself. It's very odd looking. But I do like this sneaker nonetheless. I really like the direction of the sneaker. The colorway, this colorway in particular, I'm not a huge fan of, to be honest. I really like what they did on the medial side here, adding the fruit there just by the midsole. I think that's super cool. But other than that, I'm not a huge fan of this. I'm curious if they're gonna price hike these because it's a collaboration, because this sneaker is usually $90. So I would assume this would be $110, $100 maybe. But I mean, who's to say what is gonna happen with that? I kind of wish they did the color changing bottom on this colorway too. Then we got the Kawhi Leonard, the actual sneaker. And this first one is very interesting here. This first one, we haven't seen till now really all that much information. But apparently, this is where it gets cool to me, is it's inspired by Kawhi's favorite flavor of Jolly Ranchers. Apparently, it's the blue raspberry. So I really love that. I wasn't sure if it had to do with maybe the packaging of Jolly Ranchers, because I think I recall it being a blue and yellow packaging, and that's probably a little bit of what's going on here as well. But being that it's his favorite flavor, I think is an awesome design here. As you can see with this picture, you can see the little blue raspberry guy on it. I love that they did him and just him on the sneaker, just to make it a little bit more unique and not feel like they're just doing cookie cutter, the same exact design they made for the shirts and the tongue, just using that over and over. So I really do like that. And the other sweet thing about this, the tongue looks like really soft on here. I do have to say that. The material looks really nice. I just like the shade of blue all in all, and I think blue and yellow is a sweet color combination all in all as well. I love the waviness on the side, the lateral side panel on this. It's like a knit material. I really like that. And one of the other really cool features about this is, I don't know if you can see it too well on here, but it does say that the blue raspberry is saying ha 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 for obviously the memed for eternity laugh that Kawhi did. I'm really liking these. I think these are really cool. But that is not all. We actually have one more left here, and this is probably the main attraction. We already saw Kawhi wearing these once, and I don't know if it was for Game 6. I did not get to see Game 6. I'll have to look that up. But this is the one that I think everyone's gonna be going for. And rightfully so, I gotta say. This is another, it's basically just supposed to represent all the Jolly Ranchers. You got that logo again on the tongue. That's just so funny looking. The tongue is also that really soft material, which is sweet. And then you just, like I said, you have colors of all the Jolly Ranchers on here. And I just really like this. Obviously, I've said this in the past with the Golf Wang, the Golf LaFleur, the patent leather colorway that we saw that was friends and family only, that I was really disappointed with. That I really like it, and I love that look. Some people say it looks like clown shoes, and that's totally understandable, but it reminds me of that Bapesta look, and I really liked that. And obviously this Kawhi sneaker does not look like a Bapesta, but the palette and the thought process behind this colorway really reminds me of that, because we do have patent leather on the collar here and on the toe wrap in that blue, which is a really nice touch just to make it glossy looking. And then the red from the heel counter obviously is a little bit shiny too. All in all, I really do like this colorway, and I'm probably going to be going for this sneaker if I'm to get any of the sneakers. I would say maybe the blue Kawhi, I'm not sure, one or the other. Blue and yellow is a great color combination, but this is clearly the one that's supposed to be the one to get out of this collaboration. But that's pretty much going to conclude the video, guys. Let me know down below what you think of this whole collaboration, guys. This is really cool. I'm really excited to see this drop. They said the prices range from $35 to $160, so I'm assuming the Kawhis are going to be $160, and $35 is probably going to be what the slides are. But all the details on these are just really cool, and it's just really exciting to see this from New Balance, especially for a signature basketball athlete. I'm really happy with how things are already ramping up in just the first sneaker. But once again, guys, let me know down below what you think of everything here. Also, please hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, guys, and please subscribe if you haven't already for more Golf Wang, more sneakers, more clothing, more Shuttleboy. And this is Shuttleboy, guys, and I'm out, guys. Peace.